Hello and welcome to the Sleep Library. Tonight I'm going to tell you a story, a very old one, from the Danish writer Hans Christian Andersen. It's called The Wild Swans. So find a comfortable position, let your body grow heavy, let the day fall away. And if you fall asleep before the story ends, that's exactly how it should be. Far away, in a land where the winter sea meets the sky, there lived a king. He had 11 sons and 1 daughter. Her name was Eliza. The children were happy. They slept in a golden bed and learned from a diamond-quilled pen. But their mother had died, and the king, in his loneliness, took a new queen. She was so beautiful, but she was also very cold. She did not want the children in her palace. So she sent little Eliza away to live with the peasants in the woods. And for the 11 princes, she whispered a curse. And as the sun rose, her words took hold. One by one, the princes felt their arms stretch into wings, their feet web, and their voices vanish. 11 snow-white swans rose from the palace garden and flew away over the dark sea. Years passed, Eliza grew, and when she returned at 15, she went to the palace to find her brothers. The queen tried to curse her too, but Eliza's heart was too pure, and the magic would not stick. So she left. She walked and walked into the deep forest, asking every bird and every breeze where her brothers might be. And one evening, as the sun sank low, she saw them, 11 white swans, each wearing a tiny gold crown, gliding down to the shore. And as darkness fell, the swans shed their feathers and became her brothers. They told her everything. They lived as swans by day and men by night, across the sea in a distant land. They could carry her there. They wove a net of willow bark and rushes, and as the sun rose, they took flight. 11 swans carrying their silent sister over the endless water. That night, as Eliza slept on a mossy stone, a dream came to her. A woman made of light appeared. She held a handful of stringing nettles, the kind that grow on the graves and in churchyards. These nettles, the fairy said, are the only thing that can break the curse. You must gather them with your own hands. You must crush them with your own feet, and you must spin them into flax and weave them into 11 shirts with long sleeves, 1 for each brother and Eliza. You must not speak a single word while you do this, not one. If you speak before the last shirt is finished, your brothers will die." Eliza woke and began her work. The nettles stung. They raised great blisters on her hands and feet. But she did not cry. She did not speak. She worked in silence, day after day, night after night. One morning, while gathering nettles in the forest, she was discovered by a young king out hunting. He saw her beauty and her sorrow. He saw the blisters on her hands. He did not understand, but he felt something he could not name. He lifted her onto his horse and took her to his castle. He gave her a room. He brought her flowers, soft gowns and fine food, and every night, when he thought she was sleeping, he would stand in the doorway and watch her weave. But the people of the kingdom did not understand. A silent girl gathering nettles in the graveyard, weaving strange shirts in the dark. They whispered, they pointed, and in time they decided, a witch, she must be a witch. The king could not save her, not without her speaking, and she would not speak. So they bound her hands, but she kept weaving with her teeth. They set her in a cart, but she would not stop. Even as they built the prayer, even as the firewood was stacked at her feet, her fingers kept working, pulling and weaving. The last shirt was almost finished, but only almost, and then they came, 11 white swans, flying faster than any bird should fly. The crowd cried out. The king rose from his throne. The swans circled the pyre once and then twice. And Eliza threw the nettle shirts over them one by one. The feathers fell, the wings became arms, and there in the morning light stood 11 princes, strong, golden-haired and alive. Only the youngest still had one wing where his sleeve was unfinished, but he was free. Eliza spoke. "I am innocent," she said, her first words in what felt like a lifetime. And the king wept, and the brothers wept, and the pyre burst into flowers, red roses pushing up through the kindling, unstoppable and alive. And that is where we leave them, not in the fire, but after it, restored, together, home. Thank you for letting me tell you this story tonight. The Sleep Library will be here whenever you need it, with another story, another fire, another invitation to rest. Until then, close your eyes, sleep well.